Hello guys, my name is Bob and today I'm going to be doing my first ever whiteboard design challenge. The reason I've chosen to do this is because I am embarking on my personal UX journey, and I've heard from a lot of people who are in a similar position to me being very stressed about the whiteboard challenges that they've encountered. So it seems like something that you should definitely prepare for before going into any interviews. So I'm going to try tackling that challenge today. I'm coming at this completely fresh. I've read a couple of articles, but I've been assigned this task for one of the bootcamp courses that I am doing. Um, so what I've tried to do is actually not look at the task at all, other than just knowing that it's a whiteboard challenge and that there are, I believe, 5 options. So my plan of action for today is to just pick one of those 5, and the way I'm going to do that is just use random number generator, so that I'll be coming at it completely fresh. I don't know the challenge that's coming to me. I'm going to set a time limit of 45 minutes so that it's a bit like a real world scenario. I'm going to try to put the timer on the screen. We'll see how well I can do that because this is like the first video I've ever really made. And also, I'm going to be using, I believe it's called Miro or Miro, not sure on the pronunciation, but it's the design tool that seems to be best for remote whiteboard challenges, which is the era that we are unfortunately living in right now. So I'm going to test it out with that tool. Also, the only whiteboards I have in my home are about this big, so I'm not going to be able to represent a lot of information on those. All right, so I'm going to set that up and I'll be right back with you in a minute. Guys, this is pretty devastating. I'm going to still post this video, but I'm so upset right now. I actually did everything I said I was going to do. I started this challenge by using my random number generator. I picked my design challenge. Um, and actually, the first challenge that I had chosen turned out to be one that I had already done here, design an app that allows users to keep track of messages across all their messaging platforms. I previously did that challenge for another course, not as a design challenge, but actually as a full course project. And so then I went back and I changed my random number generator to just 2 through 5, and it landed on number 2, and I got right into the challenge. And then suddenly, with about 18 or 19 minutes remaining on my design challenge, my MacBook completely shut down. The first time I've ever had a problem with it. Um, yeah, I'm just really, I'm, I'm kind of devastated because it was charged and, yeah, I, anyways, um, so one thing I should point out quickly is that this design challenge, this first one that I mentioned, I did this before in one of these 2 interaction design foundation courses. I would highly recommend it. Um, so what I'm gonna do here is, this is really so weird. This is so bad for a first video, I feel like, but it doesn't make sense for me to restart the challenge. So I'll set this to like 19 minutes again, because like I said, that's about where it finished, and I know it was a little bit under, so I'll let it run, who knows, about 10 more seconds or so. And I'll just walk you through kind of what I did so far, and I'm gonna try to avoid like iterating upon what I was doing because that's really no fun. And I honestly, I can't tell you how disappointed I am because I really was doing this for myself more than anyone. And so knowing that that screen recording is completely gone, and trust me, it's not this one. I already checked, sadly. Um, yeah, it really hurts. So the design challenge, I landed on number 2 was design an interactive chatbot that can be used to answer questions about financial decisions. And this was really scary at first, and it's still scary. I am totally freaking out about it. So far, here's where I have gotten. So I'll just walk through. These are kind of sequential. The very first thing I did, and as I said in my original video, and this is going to be really difficult because I have to remember what I already said and what I didn't say. But this is not my first time using Miro, but it's still kind of a new tool to me in general. So I'm kind of learning this tool as I'm doing this challenge. And I don't want to sound arrogant, but I was quite happy with the progress I had put together up until that point. Excuse me, I just got hiccups out of nowhere. Wow, this is falling apart. I really hope somebody is entertained by this video at the end of the day. So what I was able to do was just quickly copy my challenge into here. And I started by asking questions about my users. So in a real whiteboard challenge, what I wanted to do, or what I would be doing in this case, is asking them to role play as my users. So this is really difficult to show you how I got to here, but the challenge was quite broad. So what I wanted to do was narrow it down. Who are the primary users? What is the context that they will be using it for? What devices will they be using? And the last question, what benefits should we provide? I guess I should kind of show you where I'm at here. This one I actually came up with a little later in the process. But first I wanted to define my primary users. So I thought about some real life situations where a topic like this, financial decisions, can be so broad. I don't think our primary user will be a 1%er billionaire who's trying to, make critical financial decisions. I think that we are trying to appeal to the masses on a business level. And one of the most difficult financial, not decisions necessarily, but could be considered decisions in the right context, is just filing taxes. So again, see, this is what I was afraid of, is that coming back to this, I would start to redefine what my solutions were. And I'm afraid of doing that. So I'm just going to keep going through what my process was. So anyways, what benefits should we provide came later, but I decided on a tax-paying citizen in America in this context who wants to e-file their taxes. It's tax season. They need to complete these taxes before April 15th. So our context is that they will be using this primarily during tax season, and they will be trying to complete their taxes before April 15th comes. And what devices, and we assume that it'll be mostly desktop or laptop browsers, but you could also use and access the site on mobile devices and tablets. As we come through this process, the next thing I did was to create a user persona. I chose Tony, a 25-year-old corporate sales junior salesperson. Even this definition is quite strange. Yeah, I'm not going to iterate, I promise. And I defined a salary. It seemed maybe a little bit above average depending on your area, maybe a little bit below average depending on your area. A very standard work week, uses his desktop at work, uses a phone, tablet at home. He's always used tax consultants in the past, but he wants to try it on his own. And his situation has changed. His family has changed. He got married last year. So that makes Tony not necessarily a unique user, but a great user to follow on a journey. So Tony needs a functional chatbot to assist him with his tax filing on our website because he is a user with a new tax situation and he may seek other services if he doesn't understand how to use ours. We will know this to be true when Tony utilizes the chatbot function and successfully files his return on our website. Um, okay, so full disclosure again, the last part, my problem statement, as we would call this, um, I added this after I created a journey map of Tony's journey. And you can see my brilliant little smiley faces as we follow Tony's journey because it's really important to highlight emotion when we are looking at a journey map. So I'll break down my steps quickly. We have time. You were expecting a 45-minute challenge, and I'm just disappointing as can be over here. Just kidding, just kidding. So step one was that Tony, like any natural tax-paying American, might realize that April 15th is approaching. And he heard about an e-filing program online that he wants to try. He's a little curious, like my curiosity thinking bubble. So he opens the app on his phone, but he can't file his taxes there. I am using, oh, okay, I should mention, I'm kind of pulling on my own experiences, and I really did try to talk through this while building this part of everything, where I have also recently done this, and I am an expat, so my tax filing situation is not the easiest. So I was really trying to pull on my own experiences to create this journey map. At the same time, you can ask, feel free to ask the interviewers any questions at these stages. Collaborate with them as much as they're willing to give you. So Tony then opens the app on his phone, but he can't file there. Sorry, I just said that step. So then the next day at work, maybe he tries it on his desktop, and it's pretty easy to use until, dun dun dun, Tony encounters a new tax question that he doesn't understand. And boom, he examines the tooltip function, he looks in the FAQs, but he just can't find the answer. As you see, he goes from shocked to a little bit sad. He's got some weird eyes. He's not happy. And then step 6 and 7, this is a two-punch step here. First, he finds that he needs to pay more to talk to a tax professional on the website. He's angry. We haven't seen this exposure yet. He is not happy. He gives up. He calls his former tax advisor. So what we did there, I looked at this journey map. I went back. What benefits should we provide? I wanted to answer that question. So I highlighted different points in my journey. 1, 2, 3, basically. Where we can address these problems or address these steps in a different manner to get Tony to a happy face at the end. Then where were we? So I said a chatbot that can easily and intuitively assist users with their tax needs. The intuitively part is meant to mean not just in its answers, but in its functionality. And I really want to be able to express that in my prototypes. And the last thing I was working on before my computer shut down, ironically enough, were my constraints like technology. Yes, this is exactly what I was doing. I was spacing these out. So we are right back on track. I'm going to start my timer in 3, 2, 1. So our constraints are cost and deadline. I set an arbitrary deadline of November 31st. It gives you, I'm doing this live. Let's do November 1st. I want to give them at least 2 months before tax season starts. The cost, I don't know, but I was basically in the mindset that we are designing for an existing product, and we are just trying to introduce a chatbot function that's going to benefit the users. So I can't really put a cost on that. And a lot of that does come down to my own ignorance of the business side of things. I'm not ashamed to admit that, where I don't know what realistic costs of designers are yet. So, I'm not here to demonstrate my inner working knowledge of every aspect of the industry I'm applying for. I'm just trying to show my skills, okay? So instead, I'm going to focus on the questions I can kind of answer. Can we design our own chatbot, or are we using an existing design? I would love to talk to a developer team here. I don't think I can. Realistically, we're probably going to use an existing design. I I know about Twitter bots. I don't know how that translates into functioning bots on websites, but I think that's something that we can go with in this scenario. So we'll perhaps be importing some kind of AI functionality and applying our own question and answers to it. And the last one, will it function differently on web and in mobile? So I believe yes, and right now I'm going to start to try to demonstrate through wireframes, through some ideation and prototyping, what exactly we can do here. Actually, I think I saw frames earlier. Perfect. Phone. Love it, love it, love it. And can I do this? Show device. Cute. Let's give it some fill. Wonderful. All right. This is fantastic. I love this. Um, so let's imagine our user. Our user's a returning user. This is probably his profile picture, and maybe we have a menu up here. It would be great if we had like an existing interface that I could pull from, maybe H&R Block, something like that. But if we are on a phone, unfortunately, what I'm envisioning is that the user does not have a lot of, where's shapes? Okay. The user probably has um, maybe a box like this, kind of a welcome back, um, file your 2021 return, no, 2020 returns now. We could do 2021. We're prototyping for the future. This one's going to be a button. I want to spice up the color a little bit here. Let's make it green. Green means go. No, no, no. Yeah, okay. Why not? So that's going to be like a big screen. We should put a couple of buttons here. We're going to do like a learn more. Nah, we don't need that. I'm wasting time here. Sorry. We don't need that. So user might click this button. Okay, go. Cool. All right, so we'll duplicate this frame out. Cool. And now, unfortunately, tax filing services are only available on desktop. Would you like to answer prerequisite questions on mobile in the meantime? Oh my gosh. Very, very wordy. This is not good UX writing. I can definitely iterate on that later. Okay. You know what? I don't need these things. Boom. This is stupid. Yeah. Wasting space. Now, this is going to seem strange. Like, well, this doesn't look like you're solving any problems yet, Bob, but I trust me, I have an idea here. Why can't I? There we go. Okay, so question. And we would have like I'll change that to like next maybe. And then we're going to highlight, we're going to add another little box here. Yeah, you're fine. That's going to be our answer box. Okay, so in a normal scenario, this is just going to repeat. We can show that well, right? Yes, okay. So in a normal scenario, we're going to hit this button, we're going to write our answer, we're going to say next, boom. But Let's make this line a little brighter. Yellow. Cool. No, that's not bright at all. Red. Thicker. Okay, I have about 10 minutes left, so I need to really kind of hurry up on this. But this question, unknown answer. So what happens? Boom. When we get here, we're going to say that after, I don't know, let's say about 10 seconds. We'll blow that up 20. Okay, 10-second delay. Pull that out, we'll blow that up. Boom, you can get huge. Okay, 10-second delay from here to here, okay? And then on an overlay, we will have a chatbot pop up. Boom. Okay, so let's take all of these things. And we're just going to take that opacity way down. You're about 10%. Whoa, can we go lower? No, it doesn't work. Uh-oh. Wow, none of this is working. Okay. Anyways, delete. We'll have chatbot pop up. Hi, I'm here to help. Okay, and we're not going to fill this in. No. Border. Border style. I see. Yeah, fine. Okay. Whoa. Okay. Goodness me, goodness my. Down here we will have a little typer, and we're gonna do some kind of like triangle shape. Represent our. Can we rotate this? Yes, we can. Okay, you're gonna go like that. Okay, you're like my little send button. Okay. And then, so the key here is that after 10 seconds on the mobile app, it will automatically take us here, and we can copy this and do like a little left alignment on this one. And right alignment here. It's not going to work. Okay, so what we can do instead is left alignment. Boom. Okay. User question. User question. Right alignment. Boom. And we can represent these with like some light colorings, right? Chatbot will be blue. And we'll make that consistent over here just to have some representative color. Boom. And this, we will have chatbot answer with link. Boom. Let's adjust. Okay, get it? Looks good. Yeah, cool. And move our arrow down here. Hey. Yes, you. Cool. All right. Mobile, done. We know here that what we are doing is we are addressing this stage of the design. Let me make a nice arrow from this guy to here. Okay? That's how we're going to solve this problem. Not necessarily a problem, but We've given them two options. I'll work that out in my storytelling a little bit more here, but we're informing them right off the bat that, hey, you can't file here, but you can answer some prerequisite questions. Here's question, here's question. I don't know the answer. After 10 seconds, sorry. This is a pop-up. After 10 seconds, see, this is why we double check. We have our pop-up. Boom, hi, I'm here to help. User asks a question, blah, 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 blah. Done. And of course I can always just do this. Whoa, Command Z. One more time. Boom, boom. And boom. All right, easy peasy. Now, more importantly, we can take this concept and apply it to our browser. Boom, browser frame. Hey. Okay, so welcome back. Options, boom, here we go. Oops, forgot you. Come here. Boom. All right, so we're doing a similar thing here, and because it's browser, and I have about 6 minutes here, a little bit of time to play around with this and do that. We'll have like a user profile or something along those lines, and we'll just set that to gray, keep the color consistency. We'll stretch this out. Man, I wish you guys could have seen my full video. This is really fun so far. I'm really enjoying this a lot. Okay, so now this is going to be like similar thing where I want all of these components, but I want to make sure that it's still different. What we can do here is last year info. Which is like not really a solution directly related to the chatbot, but it kind of shows like that you're looking at other things to be considered. And we're going to delete that, and we're going to delete that real quick. And I want to do tax question. So just like that, but tax question. So this one's going straight into their tax filing. Boom. We're going to follow the exact same trajectory. And what you see here is like, I'm not actually able to file the taxes. That's clear, but cool. Tax question again. And where can I put this stuff? Cool. Let's just throw that on there. I'm going to copy this frame one more time. Again, this isn't like perfect. I have about 4 minutes left, but all of my elements are in place real quick. This I can delete, doom. This I can add or adjust rather. Boom, it's close enough. Okay, this is not, a finalized prototype. Done. And these, we're gonna do again a 10-second delay, but again, I could obviously center these a little bit better, of course, but we're going to copy this, 10-second delay. We're going to copy all of these items. Don't want to miss anything. Command C, just do Option. And we're going to do this as an overlay. Look at that. Perfect. That is perfect. And we're going to let actually, you know what? This is in our browser, so this can pop up more like this. So after 10 seconds, it'll appear on your screen. I know this isn't centered perfectly, but that's not what we're looking at right now. Shift, did I get all of it? Let's check. Nope, I did not. Delete. This is my final screen. I have 3 minutes left. Oh my gosh, the pressure is on, folks. The pressure is on. Move this down. One more time. Copy this frame. Boom, done. Delete this. I really need this whole thing. Shift. Get my little triangle. Option it out. Did I get it all? I did not. That's fine. Put it on top. Boom. Okay. 2 minutes, 49 seconds remaining. Here we go, folks. let's talk about it. All right, so my design solution, I came into this challenge with the prompt of design an interactive chatbot that can be used to answer questions about financial decisions. Now, that was a really broad topic, but we narrowed it down by looking at who our users are. And we defined our users by asking questions to real users, fake users, and getting answers about what their process is like when filing taxes. We were able to define a specific problem, which is filing taxes online before tax deadline date of April 15th. We defined a main user persona by the name of Tony for this project. Tony is a 25-year-old man from the United States of America. He works in corporate sales as a junior salesperson. He makes about $80,000 a year, and he works 40 hours a week. At work, he uses his desktop, but whenever he's in his personal life, at home, on the road, he mostly uses his phone and tablet. He has used a tax advisor, tax consultant in the past, but he wants to try it on his own. And unlike last year, his family situation has changed because he got married. So we were able to define a user need of Tony needs a functional chatbot to assist him with his tax filing on our website because he is a user with a new tax situation and he may seek other services if he doesn't understand how to use ours. We will know this to be true when Tony utilizes the chatbot function and successfully files his tax return on our website. And we got here by looking at Tony's current journey. Tony realizes April 15th is coming. He hears about this great e-filing program on an advertisement, either online, on the radio, but then when he opens it on his phone, it says you can't use it on an app. He has to use his desktop, which he does the next day at his lunch hour, but he can't solve his problems there. So our solution is to introduce a chatbot at two different parts of this user journey. First, when he is using his mobile phone, we can allow him to do some prerequisite questions, but if he runs into problems, our chatbot can answer him. The same thing can happen here in our browser, and I have just run out of time. Wow. Okay, so lessons to learn. Better time management. I really thought I had enough time there at the end. So definitely a huge, huge problem. For all of the positives I might take away from this experience, and there are tons and tons that I can. I think that's definitely a big mark. And I don't want to make any excuses, but I might kind of attribute that a little bit to the disruption in my technology, poor user experience, Mac, Apple, thank you. But, you know, that's just one minor aspect of it. Time management should always be a consideration, and that's one of the things I'm definitely trying to learn in this process. But overall, I really had a lot of fun with this exercise. This was really something interesting to try, something that I know a lot of people have anxiety about, and I can totally feel it. I understand why. But I think if you just try it, if you just do it on your own, you'll see that it's actually a lot more fun and super engaging than you might think when you hear design challenge. Other things I'd want to do differently, like just looking at my screen right now, you can see my solution idea, but the consistency in font sizes is not too great. Right now you can't read any of these things. I could obviously zoom in on them, but that's, you know, it's not like this is about the design of my presentation, but presentation should be something that we're always considering for sure. I enjoyed the process, the steps that I took. It's difficult because you have to rely on my word for the first 20 minutes of this process, but you know, I wasn't trying to lie about anything I did. There's no benefit to me making up a whiteboard design challenge or like making it look like I found a solution when clearly I didn't even I didn't even solve the problem. I I have ideas for sure, but I didn't even get to really highlight the idea. The solution being the intuitive aspect of the response. I really wanted to highlight that it's recognizing that you haven't typed anything, that you're unsure. And there were a couple of different ways I wanted to play with that, but I did run out of time with the iteration aspect. Um, I do think that learning Miro like this was really helpful. Maybe you noticed a couple of times where I was playing around with the tool trying to find the right buttons or whatever. Um, I think their signifiers are fine. I'm not knocking the website at all. I appreciate all of the affordances. And um, yeah, overall, it was fun to follow along the design thinking process while being in a kind of a stressful time crunch. So I think that's going to be one of my most positive takeaways from this. Um, the order in which I'm doing things, maybe it could change, but it seems like it worked okay. I was able to define who my users are, kind of get these typical frameworks, not like a full journey map, but the outlines or the framework of a journey map. I did get a problem statement out there. I did get a pretty realistic user persona. I mean, it's hard to make user personas without any real research, but I mean, I used influences from my own life to try to craft something. I wasn't just trying to make up a scenario or whatever. There's some justification to every decision that was made here. I would want to talk less, but this was for a video, so it's kind of a bit of a journal as well. And yeah, time management. Like I said, I wish I could have presented this better. I got into a little bit of the pitch, but I'm sure you noticed the time ticking down and me only being on like this screen of my prototype. But hey, like how cool is it that I put a prototype, like low fidelity prototype out here in a few minutes, and it's not great. It's not like the most inventive, creative solution ever made, but the principles are there. The frameworks make sense. I'm not throwing together. Okay, that's one thing I would have changed because I got bogged down. This is something I do a lot where I get bogged down in the details where I was like, oh, well, let's make sure that this screen looks more realistic, that I have button here and button there. Like, no. Like that was just a time wasting mechanism. That's bad. And I wasn't even using it to benefit my mind to try to fuel ideas because the ideas were there. They were trying to come out. So, yeah, all right. I don't want to waste any more of your time. Maybe I'll zoom in on a couple of these things one more time before I take off. If you want to maybe examine some of the things I did, you can pause on any of these screens. This is kind of the flow I took where I went down, but I also had branched out this user persona. I put his story right here. I didn't feel like writing that it was a user story, but certainly you could label that if you want. My user journey map. My journey map, I mean, I don't know a whole lot about journey maps, but I know that highlighting the emotional aspects is really helpful, and I feel like this is something I would probably do again with the different faces, the different expressions. None of them are like, oh, I don't know what that means. I mean, they're pretty standard looks of expressions, and of course you can examine the steps. I just wrote them on the fly. Fortunately, if I was typing this out in a real process, I probably wouldn't say so much about what I'm actually putting in that field. So I think that's it. So there you go. First whiteboard challenge from scratch. Design an interactive chatbot that can be used to answer questions about financial decisions. Did I achieve my goal? maybe. Did I demonstrate my skills in my process? Yes, and that's what matters most to me right now. So I'm happy with what happened. I don't know if I want to read these other three yet. Maybe I'll do another one of these soon. I'll hide that. I promise I really haven't read those, so we'll see. I did just notice one of the words was wallet, so I guess there's another financial one. If you are interested in the boot camp that I am doing, it is with Career Foundry. I have heard mixed things about Career Foundry. It's been fine for me. I don't think you're going to learn every skill you need to learn in the course, but ultimately it's up to you to do those extra things on your own. And I'm in no position to really speak on that because I have not landed my first UX job yet. This is the beginning of my journey. So, cheers to literally anybody who actually watches this video. And hopefully I'll see you again for another one. How do I stop recording?